Greetings and welcome. My name is Jake Rayson. I am a wildlife and food forest garden designer. And sorry for the there's been a bit of a technical hitch. So this is my second attempt at this particular live stream. Today I want to talk to you about primary school. I'm doing a design for the local primary school, and I want to talk to you about that and about the design decision. So I've started the design process, which is incredibly exciting. So first of all, then, just to give you a quick bit of a recap, this is the photos from the school. I'm using a service called Cloudinary, which is a great service for storing photographs. And I've been in a couple of times and spoken to the kids. I did a show and tell for the show and tell for the I don't believe I'm just doing it again. A show and tell for the school children. Which was great, very exciting. So taking in native plants and seeing what animals and insects lived on those plants and eat those plants. So that was really good. This term I've been back in touch with the teacher, and we've started to go through the designs for it. Now, as you can see from the photograph, it's a bit of a that's north pointing that way towards those windows over there. So it's a bit of a, and there's some big trees on the left hand side as you're going in. So it's quite a dark and it's quite a damp and an unused space. So but you've got to work with what you've got. So I've come up with quite a few nice ideas, and this is another view just a bit further along that wall. So any kind of thing that you have, any garden that you've got, it's always kind of work with what you have, and then figure out what it is that you want, and then try and figure out whether you can fit that into the garden. So, here we go. This is why I went wrong last time. These are some of the things that would be like the main kind of ideas behind them. So there's quiet seating, art class material, wildlife habitat, edible berries, and recycled substrate. So I'll just go through them quickly, and there's also a couple of features I want to talk about as well. So quiet seating is the kind of top of the list. This is a CAD plan that I created. So this is south facing. If you look at the compass. And whenever I do a plan, I always try and do it so, I might twist this one around actually, but I always do a plan so it's facing the kind of main way that you're looking at, so it makes more sense to the person who's looking at the plan, and then I'll rotate the compass around. So this is the seat down here, south facing. I want to put a gabion wall around it. Oh dear, I did it again nearly. Hold on. So this is the CAD plan here. That's south facing. South is over that way, and this is the circle around it. And yeah, it's kind of interesting. It's kind of like a nice thing to have, like an area where a quiet space, and it's getting privacy. There's two main. Figure out as well where your main kind of access routes are. There's a main one is here through a sliding door into the small hall over this side, and then there's a classroom over here that gets occasional use. So those are the two main ones. Not the other end doesn't really matter so much. So it gets privacy from people coming in and out, so you can feel like you're sitting down and you're talking, but it's still kind of relatively open. So the idea is to have curved gabion. Gabion is like those wire mesh filled with stones or whatever material you want. And you can make them quite cheaply, which is what I'm going to do. There's a local metal worker. Should be able to get relatively cheap from him, like sheets of it, and then make them up ourselves. So using some tin snips and some clips and things. So that, and then filling it with recycled waste material. So building material. I'm trying to get hold of building material and a crusher to get different grades of building material. Hopefully, for free, and then using volunteer work to work around that. So gabions are absolutely brilliant for wildlife, which is the wildlife habitat. The other thing I want to do, the big thing, is this circle here is a what do you call it? A labyrinth. Labyrinths are fantastic because they're different to a maze. It's not like you have to find your way to the middle. It's just one path in, but it's a meditative kind of contemplative experience, which is ideal, I think, for schools. And then I really it lends itself brilliantly to garden design, because what you can do is to put plants and features at different points, so that when you're in the garden, you're going around a corner, you're looking at something, your perspective is continually changing. So it's just, yeah, it's a gift, isn't it? So that'll be really, really exciting. And again, make it out of recycled, reclaimed building waste. Which is kind of good for wildlife, and then creating a habitat diversity, because you're using not just rich fertile soil, which we will use for fruit bushes, but other plants as well, like native plants. So another thing that we can do, that's cool, is if you look here, there's a track that runs all the way along the top. That's where the tractor comes in the summer to mow the grass in the field. So we can leave that one open, but also use that track, actually do something with it. So I'll show you a photograph. Where are you track? This one here. So you actually create for that track, you use recycled material, and you can start doing a mosaic, which can then start to tie in with different ideas for like for the school, the name of the school, and the kind of the meaning behind it. And there's a whole range of different stuff. And again, that becomes exciting. It becomes like a work of art in its own right. And you're using like crushed concrete. I'm looking at using crushed tarmac, and then using two black strips for the wheels of the tractor, but also to kind of denote this is the road, and everything else around it is wild, and actually possibly plant it up as well. That'd be exciting, because the tractor just goes through it, doesn't matter. Oh, that's a really good idea. And but nothing will grow on the tarmac, so that's the bits that you'll see behind. Whereas in the concrete and the brick and the ceramics, all that will actually be more, that will have a more kind of diverse range of different plants. But it doesn't matter, because the tractor can drive straight over the top of it. See, just ideas coming out your head. It's amazing. So that is that's the Labyrinth. And the other thing, you can just about, can I zoom in? Whoa, possibly. There's a willow structure at the end here, right where my face is. Hold on, let me drag it out to one side. Right about just there. Yep. So you can see that willow structure. So we want to get someone in to to look at the willow structure and to rejuvenate it, and then there's lots of different ideas about what you can do with that structure, and kind of semi-permanent walls, or using the dead wood to build up the wall, and or a whole load of different things, a whole load of different ideas. So just quickly go back to edible berries. So edible berries, a range of different fruit. So the kind of main focus is the seat of the labyrinth, and the the seat of the labyrinth, the seating area in the labyrinth. But also it's wildlife, but it's also that you're in there and you're harvesting, and when you're interacting with your garden, that's what you want. You want people to interact with the garden, so you take care of it. Likewise with the art class materials, it gets very damp at the end. I've got a range of different plants which I've got to be going in, which I have on the spreadsheet. But things like cornice, like dogwood and willow, you can use for basketry. I'd like to have piles of materials as well, so you'd have like a pile of sand, or a pile of gravel, or a pile of clay. Kids can play around with it, but they can also, it's used for making things as well. So that'd be really, really exciting. So loads and loads of ideas. Those are the kind of three big ones. A final word about the recycled substrates. Where are you? Have I got it here? No, that's a moss bed, different habitat. They're brilliant. Another idea. I know where it is. It's over here. So another idea is to use different substrates. One of my favourite garden designers is a chap called John Little. And the photo I wanted to show you has disappeared. But anyway, he does a lot of the really interesting stuff, like this, brightly coloured. Lots of different aggregates in there, lots of different plants in there, gabions, and as I was saying before, using recycled building waste, you can just create all of this dirt cheap, diversity of habitat, diversity of species. What more do you want? Honestly, it's brilliant, and it's low maintenance because it's low fertility. There we go. I think that's a good kind of time to to end on it. There we go. Oh, blimey, I've got to get rid of that. I'll work that out. So thank you for bearing with me. I hope that makes sense. And I'll speak to you again soon. Thanks for watching. Cheers, bye.